Welcome to the Old Horseshoe on the banks of the Olentangy, home of the Ohio State Buckeyes and one of the great settings in all of college football. With the scarlet and gray already rocking this house. We're really looking forward to this matchup. You've got a team that's made its way into the top 25, now trying to pass an all-important road test. As we'll see, the number 16 team in the country, the Iowa Hawkeyes, taking on a fellow Big Ten foe, the Ohio State Buckeyes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jessie. And guys, let's get this thing started. The Buckeyes will kick it away to start. From inside the 15, here comes the return. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So Iowa's offense takes the field. Here he comes, and obviously defense is always going to be aware of a quarterback, but boy, he finds a way to put defenses on their heels all the time, David.
I mean, what can't he do? He's got the weapons, he's got the confidence, he's got the experience. Jesse, these kind of guys are so hard to defend.
You're right. They better be able to find a way to get pressure on him, because if they don't, this is going to be a long day.
Coming out on first down with the play fake. Fires to the middle. Got his man. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. The give to the tailback. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A game for this one. They've circled this one all off-season, so they better be ready to bring it today, then.
And the hardest thing to do in college football is to go on the road. Everything about it changes, and you want to shut this crowd up early. You don't want to give them belief, because if it starts to build throughout the game, look out.
They're in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, and this is why you square your prominent jawline and go straight ahead to get it. Running for it on 4th down. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49.
And how about that call? You're right around midfield, 4th down on your opening drive, so you run the football and you put your trust and confidence in your offensive line up front to get it done and keep your offense on the field. That is impressive.
Quick pass on the jet motion. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but now facing 3rd down. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. The Hawkeyes decide to punt it away. He ought to be able to use his first punt to pin him deep. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Offense set on first down. The give from the gun. Picks up a useful 5-yard chunk out to the 30-yard line.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Pulls it and fires to the left. And he's got enough for the first down. It'll be at the 35.
And I love the idea of getting this guy screen throws because of his ability after the catch. So nice job getting downfield, getting a hat-on-hat, and giving him a tunnel to run through.
They'll snap it on first down from the 35. Running back goes in motion. Wants to throw on first down. Dumps it off in the flats. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Yeah, nice job by the defense. That's what you're supposed to do. As soon as they catch the football, you want to limit that yards after the catch, and he went nowhere after the catch. Nice job by the defense.
To throw, it's Nolan. He's right on target. At midfield, he's got room. Open runway ahead. Touchdown, Ohio State. And once he got loose, it was all over.
And what a nice start for this offense. The throw game getting working, getting the touchdown pass. This quarterback getting a little bit of confidence. This passing game getting in a rhythm. Nice start for this offense.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. From inside his own 15, looking for a crevice. Needed just a little more help to turn that into a big return. They'll mark him down at the 29. Iowa has the ball back on offense. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jessie, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and running.
Off the play fake. Throws to the wideout. Wide open downfield. And they're getting it rolling with that play to the 42-yard line. They are dialed in on this drive. A couple of chunk plays, and now they'll snap it on first down. Handoff to the single back. Runs through the tackle. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. Now on second down. They feed him again. Makes the tackle at the 27. It's a pickup of 5 and enough for the first down. And the Hawkeyes are moving quickly down the field. They'll throw it on first down. Makes the catch. It's Kruger. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
And you see so many smart wide receivers, so many smart tight ends nowadays that they know where the holes in those zones are, and they work with their quarterback, and they find them, and they sit down in them and make big plays. It's tough to sit back in zone against such smart players nowadays.
Hey, man, if you're going to force incompletions when the QB's throwing to the tight end, you better be physical. Nice job with the hit, forcing that incompletion.
On third and short, they'll go to the power running game. He got a bunch and looked close to getting a lot more, but he's got the first down.
You ain't getting by all these guys right up the middle unless your offensive line and your tight ends and everybody is putting in the work up front, committing to blocking. The running back does a great job finding the hole, exploding through. How about that nice, big, huge game? If I'm the OC, let's call that one again.
They've moved it forward to the 2. Now it's second and goal. Trying to surge it in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Iowa!
And the running back was not going to be denied on that play. He had a hole. He saw it. He put his foot in the ground, and that was pay dirt.
And the extra point was good as they finished the drive. They took it 71 yards down the field and finished the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. He'll bring it out. It's Hawkins. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. After standing on the sideline and watching that long touchdown drive, they really need to put something together to give their defense a rest.
And that's a real thing, man.
And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line. Just about the time the quarterback got the snap, that dude was in his mustache.
quick, fast, and in a hurry in the backfield. Got him to the ground before he could even think about getting the laces and trying to get the ball out of his hands.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Absolutely nothing settled. Deadlocked after one period of play as we have a look at the stats. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. Back to throw, it's Nolan. Looking deep down the right side. Pass on the way, it's picked off. Not much of a chance on the return, but they'll have the ball at the 33. That's one of those throws. He tried to give it some touch, and as soon as it left his hand, you know he was thinking, no, please bring it back, bring it back.
As a quarterback, Reese, you got to throw the ball with conviction. Generally, when you throw...
Going for the big play. And he'll pull it in inside the 20. What a play to get it inside the red zone, and they are set up at the 17.
And how about the big strike down the field? I love when offenses take shots down the field, try to make big plays. Now they're set up in the red zone.
Feeling some heat. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
And that is a huge play for the defense. Offense has it in your red zone. You're trying to knock them out of field goal range. The only way you do that is by creating negative plays, and they get the sack.
There to stop him after a pickup of 3. It's down to the 15.
The run game just has not been working for this offense all game long. You saw it on that last play as well. Just not getting enough push up front on the offensive line. They haven't been physical enough.
And it's caught! Touchdown, Hawkeyes!
Nice job by the quarterback finding the big fella.
The coach wants the officials to have another look at the monitor. Using a timeout here, thinks the call is going to end up going his way. Might have to give that coach a flag and a whistle. He was right on in his view of the play, and the officials agree and overturn the call. And they'll send out the kicker to try a field goal. Splits the uprights. Good. And they've regained the lead. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Gentlemen, let's take a look at what's happening in this exciting college football game. Texas is in front. They've played awfully well today in DKR. And while there's no Ricky Williams or Earl Campbell out there, this group is fighting. They're up by 7 over Auburn. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. After putting up the field goal, they're set to kick it away. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays. And I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw it this round.
He's stuffed after picking up 1 to the 23. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Give to the running back. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
Just a simple power play. Power football. Be strong, be big, be physical. Make it a fourth quarter game. Make them feel you. Keep them off balance.
They'll try to power their way ahead. The Buckeyes get enough to move the chains.
Well, this offense is sending a little bit of a message here. Of course, we know how much they've struggled on third down all season long. They're just never able to seem to get into a rhythm. But after that last running play, moving the sticks, you just wonder what that does for their confidence.
Got his man quickly. They make the stop right there. Good pickup. It's still short of the first down. A little bit more to go after that last completion. They'll try to pick it up on 2nd down. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Smashes through. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a first down. The Buckeyes, really the entire state, they pride themselves on toughness. Establishing the ability to run the ball when they want to has always been important here.
Part of that Midwest lifestyle, but when you're Ohio State, you recruit at such a high level. You're going to get great offensive linemen, great running backs, so it's not a surprise that they're usually a physical unit.
Picked up some yardage with that completion, now second down. They'll leave it with him. And they make the tackle, but he has plenty for the first down.
Well, the offense is in a really nice rhythm right now. It seems like no matter what they're dialing up, they're getting positive yards, and it just feels so good as a play caller when you know on first down you can get yards like that turning around and handing it off.
Yeah, and on the other side, you're scratching your head going, what the heck can I do here? You got to find something. The defense has got to find a way to create some momentum. Whatever they're doing right now, it's not working. So you got to keep going through that play sheet and maybe find something a little bit different that can give this offense something to think about.
Back to pass, it's Nolan. Pocket starts to collapse. Quickly out to the tight end. At the 20, he's got space. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up. And the Buckeyes have it in scoring position on first and goal. Caught in the backfield, it's O'Neal. Good throw and catch, takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in. Defense trying to come up with a stop on second and goal. Makes the catch! Into the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes! An impressive, long, methodical, meticulous drive ends in points.
They just matriculated the ball down the field, didn't they, Reese? So impressive. Didn't see a lot of explosive plays, but how about the execution? Running and throwing the football. Wow.
And he takes this from inside the 5. And the returner is stopped. Iowa has it back on offense, hoping to ride the wave to the end zone. Jessie, they had to kick a field goal the last time they had it.
Yeah, and oftentimes early in games, you're just trying to find your rhythm. Some things work, some...
And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line.
That's a great individual effort by him right there. When I think about Ohio State football, too, especially on defense, right, it's the legacy of the Silver Bowl. It's guys flying around, giving great effort, and getting to the football, but it all has to start up front on the D-line. You've got to be dominant at that position. And right there, you just saw that, the ability to win one-on-one and make a play.
He's looking for a man on second down. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place trying to help their defense. Trying to get to it. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and fourth down's coming. The Hawkeyes send out the punt unit. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jessie.
It was a nice job in play calling, too, David, just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out and execute.
And he knew exactly where to go with the football. Everything looked really, really easy. He was hot. The ball was coming out of his hands. The defense better do something different.
Second down coming up. To the air, it's Nolan. They're bringing heat. Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32. The defense coming up big there, and the sack is great, but the secondary deserves some credit too.
No doubt. When you can cover like that in the secondary and drop back in your zone and only rush a few, and you feel comfortable getting home, and they're going to get to the quarterback, that is a great feeling, and that's fun to be a defensive coordinator calling the plays.
They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. The Buckeyes have it with a 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. There unleashes one deep. And he'll chuck it into the cheap seats there and save the down. Nobody getting open there. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Pressure's there, and he gets rid of it. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
Well, the game plan's been pretty simple offensively, right? They are taking shots, and they're being aggressive throwing it down the field. This guy's already got 2 touchdown passes. We're still in the first half. And on that last one, he was looking for number 3.
Just had to get rid of that one to save the yardage on 3rd down. So they won't get a touchdown, but a chance to put something on the board before halftime. Didn't make him sweat at all. It's good. That late-in-the-half field goal always gives you a little boost going to the locker room, and they'll need to finish off these final few seconds and not allow them to answer. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, looks like we've got a great one going down in Columbus today. And we have to start this halftime breakdown by addressing the play of this elite wide receiver. This is clearly a young man who, once he's finished playing on Saturdays, he's going to be playing on Sundays. The kid has different gears. He has a knack for finding gaps in the defense. And I can't remember a college player with that kind of catch radius. Time to put an end to the speculation and find out. They're inside the horseshoe.
They're lining up to boot it away. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. They go to work in the 3rd quarter with the lead, but they have had a little trouble keeping their quarterback upright.
Yeah, and you have the lead, you're positive, but the offensive line coach is definitely going to be upset. And the offensive coordinator, listen, I don't want my guy getting touched. He's being productive, but give him some more time here in the second half.
I think you can do that, too, offensively, by maybe leaving your tight end in to help block, maybe chipping with running backs to help these tackles out on the edge, because you're right. That pocket has been shaky, and if it continues to be that way in the second half, this could be a much different-looking football game.
Give to the single back. You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41.
Listen, that wasn't the greatest run in the world, but it was very successful, and you're making me honor the run. And another thing, every time you run the football, someone gets tackled. There's physicality involved in the game. So I like when offenses commit to the running the football, no matter what the outcome is, because those body blows do add up.
The offense will put it in play from the 47 on 1st and 10. He'll pull it on the read. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
And it's so hard to contain this guy with all those options he has and the experience at the quarterback spot. But nice job by the defense limiting the damage. Didn't give up a huge game.
Just when they're looking run, now up top. And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with the sack.
This defense has the ability to get pressure on the QB from the edge. And that don't necessarily mean from defensive ends, but from the outside linebackers. These guys get in their sprinter stances, and they come off the ball. That outside linebacker showed you his speed right there.
The Buckeyes will punt it away on 4th down. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Iowa has the ball back on offense. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really quickly. They need to put something together here, Palmer.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive. So they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this one.
Receiver looks it in. It's complete. He's brought down. Solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down. Trying to get a rhythm in the passing game now on 2nd down. Off play action. Lets it fly. Got his man downfield. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. Fresh set of downs after the completion. Off the play fake on first down. Fires to the wideout. It's caught. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. The crowd getting behind this defense as they try to get a stop in the red zone. Leaves it with the back. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Love the push by the offensive line on that RPO play. Look how they just work the single teams and the double teams. You see linemen chipping off of their guys and climbing into the second level and getting a hat on the linebacker. That's why those types of plays are successful.
Quarterback on the keeper. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Well, they were trying to set up the option, but the quarterback had no chance. Did you see the defensive tackle penetrate? What a great first step. He shot right through the offensive line and got the TFL.
After that last one, they're staring at a 2nd and long. First down marker just short of the goal line. Catch in the middle. It's Marsh. And they'll get him down inside the 5, but this offense powering for the score. This crowd busting the decibel meter and trying to will a 4th down stop. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Timeout, Iowa.
Perhaps emboldened by converting a 4th down earlier in the game, they'll try a 2nd time. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Touchdown, Iowa! And they'll put that scoreboard operator to work and put 6 on the board. And they did make the extra point, and we have a tie ball game here in the 3rd. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. Michigan State made it look easy, but I promise you, there is nothing easy about a double-digit road win. And a victory like this only confirms there is something special brewing with these Spartans. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams, but boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Here comes the offense on first down. They're going to open this drive with a pass. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
And the defense there goes zone coverage, maybe confused the quarterback a little bit, forced him to hold on to the football, and that allowed the pass rush to get home.
Wants to throw. It's Nolan. They're working that left side. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
I want to get my running backs the ball in space as much as possible, and sometimes it doesn't work in the running game. But I can throw it to him. I can try to create some space out wide, dump him the football, and let him make some.
And the heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line.
3rd and long situation, we're bringing an extra DB on the field, and we're telling our front guys to pin your ears back and go get the QB, and they get the job done.
And the Buckeyes will line up to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. Iowa has it back on offense, hoping to ride the wave to the end zone. This could be a real turning point in the game. They scored a touchdown. They got to stop. And now a chance to break the tie.
Yeah, this offense has got it cooking, man. And how about the defense? Great job getting that stop, getting the football right back to the hot hand. Now this offense, Palmer, has a chance to take the lead.
You can see the offense, too. They understand the situation right now. They were jonesing on the sidelines to get another opportunity to run back on the field. They are ready to drive this ball and go score.
halfway there on first down. It's 2nd and 5. Leaves it with the back. And a decent gain there before the defense makes a stop.
I think they called that knowing they weren't going to hit a home run. So why would you call it that? Well, you call it so third down becomes an easier down. It's not third and long where I have to pass the football. Now all options on the table.
Bully ball on 3rd and short. And the Hawkeyes get it past the sticks.
Yeah, a nice job dialing up that short yardage situation play call there, David. They needed 1 yard. They picked up 2.
Yeah, great job up front. Great job by the back knowing where they need to go. Nice having a hole where you can get through and not have to just do it all on your own as a running back.
Makes the tackle at the 31. It's a pickup of 5 on the play as they get set to snap it just about to reach the end of the quarter. Now they're going to throw it quickly to the tight end. And he's got enough for a first down. Now to see if they have enough time to snap it again here in the 3rd. They fought tooth and nail through 3, and it is all locked up as we take a look at the stats. The Hawkeyes are marching down the field. Trying to run, it's Kruger. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Hawkeyes! They move on top here in the 4th.
This guy just has a nose for the end zone, and you love his ability to find creases, use his speed in the open field, and go score. He's been really good for his offense early this year. That already his 5th rushing touchdown on the season.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Here's the return from inside his 10. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable, that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
Line getting set on 2nd down. They'll go to the ground. On the move at the 30. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain. Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the 2nd half. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, they'll run it. At the 45 on its way. He showed it all there. A little elusiveness, a little power, and he's got the first down.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big gain.
To the ground, he's got it again. Still running at the 40. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play. Not much can impose your will on a defense like popping a big run.
Especially when they know you're going to run it, right? This offense right now is just more physical. They're more physical up front in the trenches. And this running back and his ability to break tackles, that is just so demoralizing for this defense.
Small gain, I know, but again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass, make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
Made a defender miss. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business, 1st and goal. And they are looking to pull even with a touchdown here in the 4th quarter. Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. They'll keep it on the ground, right up the gut, looking for 6. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard. It's still 3rd and goal. To the air, it's Nolan. Getting some heat. They get enough rush, and it pays off the sack at the 20. So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. And the kicker delivers the 3 ball to finish off the drive.
And look, obviously you would have loved to score a touchdown there, but you did the important thing. Kicked a field goal, you're now within one possession. Can your defense get you the football back, and can your offense drive the field and put it in the end zone? This is what you practice for. Let's see if they can go execute, fellas.
On the move from inside his 5. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. Iowa has the ball back on offense. And they've got a little bit of a cushion here, David. If they can add to it on this drive, it would be nice.
And it definitely makes a little bit of a difference. Knowing I'm up by more than a field goal, obviously, Jesse, my mindset switches, and I know I can't make mistakes.
Yeah, and David, I don't think they have to reinvent the wheel on offense here. What they've been calling has been working. Just get back to doing what you're good at.
Offense gets set for second down. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. Finally pulled down, but not before moving the chains for a first down.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage at the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off a nice run there.
And it's taken away by the defense, and they desperately needed that turnover. Didn't really have room to operate on the return, but he hands him the ball at the 32.
Man, we needed that so bad. We needed the football. Had to get a stop, forcing a turnover. Best case scenario, offense back on the field, trailing in the fourth quarter. Time to go win it.
Quarterback can't pull the trigger, and down he goes at the 41.
That is now the 7th sack on defense. This offense cannot protect their QB. It doesn't matter if the defense is blitzing or if they're just winning one-on-one. 7 sacks. That's just ridiculous.
It's complete. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one. Handoff from the shotgun. Staying physical in the red zone as he's pulled down after picking up 3 balls at the 14. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. From the gun, running back gets to give. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, we know this defense is one that plays with a lot of pride, right? And part of that is their ability stopping the run. They're a top 25 unit in the nation when it comes to stopping the rush, and that really helps them out down here in the red zone. They're going to have to step up big time in this situation.
Still plenty of time for this offense, but this probably their final drive, under 2 minutes to play. Looking to throw, it's Nolan. Coming after him. Pressure coming. And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game.
I love players that step up in big situations, in big moments of big games like that, late in this game on 3rd down, and just get the job done. That defender, an outstanding job. Outstanding work right there on that pass rush.
Down a possession here in the 4th, and they'll need to convert. Throws toward the end zone. Oh, what a grab by the defense. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And that is a backbreaker. It's 4th down, though. Listen, you got to throw the football. You got to try to make a play. But the defense came up big in a big moment.
Running back searching for a hole. Brought down at the 21, but a really big play there to pick up 10. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Ball spotted at the 21. It's first down. They'll ride the hot hand. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot it at the 37. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. They'll try to find room outside on the jet sweep. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible.
Really nice job stopping the run, but the problem is you have 0 timeouts left. You cannot stop the clock right now if you're the defense, so this has got to be excruciating for them. They know the offense is just going to take their time before they snap the ball.
He stopped at the 48, a pickup of 10 on the play.
And that is just an attitude run, running it right up the middle, right into the teeth of that defense.
Linebackers trying to create some confusion. So with the late lead, they're ready to just drain the clock in victory formation. It's one thing to execute early in the game. Tight ball game, right at the end, you need the clutch plays. These guys deliver.
They can make sure that everybody else is focused to the task at hand in order to get the W.
That's going to do it for